And he should be, and he should have been for a while. Szoboszlai is a really good player. He's very Prem ready, I think you can say. Box to box, gets through tons of work, incredible athlete, great technique, can create goals, can score goals, loves a shot from outside the box, and loves to take responsibility to pull a team forward. I think both clubs who have been linked with him, Newcastle and Liverpool, are both decent fits for him. I think you look at how more athletic Newcastle have become under Eddie Howe, and that's something that could really work. I think he would add something. If you look at what Joe Willock does, arguably Szoboszlai does that and has the potential to do that at a higher standard and certainly score more goals. And Liverpool were lacking that sort of dynamism in midfield last season. So I think Leipzig are in a difficult spot at the moment because obviously they've just sold Christopher Nkunku to Chelsea. There is significant interest from Manchester City in Joško Gvardiol, and the price that was set for Gvardiol at the start of the summer, or going back actually into spring, was around the €100 million mark, with Leipzig thinking no one's going to come anywhere near that. Now you've got a team who are prepared to come somewhere near that in Manchester City. And he's obviously very keen to go there. We heard Mateo Kovacic talking the other day about how it's a dream for a player. I don't think he's alone in thinking that. And I think you look at, just look at Ilkay Gundogan. You look at, in his 7 years, what he's become as a player. And I think players look at him and think, a bit of coaching under Guardiola, what could I become? I could become a footballer beyond my wildest dreams.
Winning the treble helps as well.
I think it definitely does, because you don't feel like it's a pinnacle for Manchester City. You feel like it's the start of something, and you'll be going on to do it again and again and again in the Champions League. Now they've broken that duck. So I think Leipzig are in this position because Szoboszlai has this clause in his contract around the €70 million mark, but that only lasts until the end of June. So I suspect that his agents are trying to give people a push and saying, you're either going to have to pay a lot more for him when it gets to July, or Leipzig will simply refuse to do business. Because if they've lost Nkunku, who, if you know how they're going to replace him, please tell me, because they're not going to be able to replace him with one player. He did so many different things for them. They lose their best defender in Gvardiol, because I think that's more likely to happen than not. If they lose Szoboszlai as well,